So today we're going to be talking about our Probio IQ, which is our probiotic with a higher purpose. So whether you're looking to help your immune function, decrease your disease risk, or simply improve your overall health, probiotics can make a worthy addition to your daily routine. You guys, this is where my pissy passion is going to come through because I'm super passionate about all things gut health and probiotics. So what are probiotics, first and foremost? So nestled inside your gut are trillions of live microorganisms that make up what we call our microbiome. And many of these bacteria are considered good bacteria, and they help support immune function, enhance nutrient absorption, and aid in the synthesis of key neurotransmitters and other compounds. Probiotics are live bacteria that line your entire digestive tract and support your body's ability to absorb the nutrients and fight infection. Your body contains about the same number of gut bacteria as molecules as it does cells for the rest of your body. So it's very important to your overall health. Both your skin and your digestive system alone contain about 2,000 different types of bacteria. And probiotics benefits have been proven effective in supporting immune function, reducing inflammation, promoting a healthy digestive system, as well as maintaining beautiful skin, especially when they are combined with a prebiotic. So your good gut bacteria are also responsible for producing vitamin B12, butyrate, and vitamin K2. They help crowd out the bad bacteria, and they help create enzymes that destroy the harmful bacteria. They also stimulate a secretion of IgA and regulate T cells, which both support immune function. So historically, people have had plenty of probiotics in their diets from eating fresh foods from good soil and fermenting foods to keep them from spoiling. However, today, because of refrigeration and agricultural practices like soaking our food with chlorine, much of our food contains little to no probiotics in the name of sanitation. Actually, many foods contain dangerous antibiotics that kill off the good bacteria in our bodies. So some of the benefits are they improve your digestive health. They have major benefits in promoting digestive health because when we're eating foods rich in good bacteria and using a probiotic supplement alongside it, they can protect from inflammatory bowel disease, including ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease. In addition, there's ongoing research studying the role of probiotics in gluten issues, including celiac disease. Large bodies of evidence suggest that probiotics are effective against several forms of diarrhea, including antibiotic-associated diarrhea, acute diarrhea, traveler's diarrhea, infectious diarrhea, and other symptoms of diarrhea, and also help with constipation relief. Number 2, probiotics help decrease antibiotic resistance. Bacteria become resistant to antibiotics due to the overuse of prescription antibiotics, lack of diversity in these medications, and improper use of antibiotics. By using a probiotic, it is possible to help rebuild a poor variety of gut bacteria, often seen after a course of taking antibiotics, and prevent antibiotic-associated gut issues. They can help fight mental illness. So our gut is also known as our second brain and has been a point of major research since scientists discovered the importance of that gut-brain connection. And a probiotic supplement can alleviate symptoms of anxiety, reducing inflammation along with gut connection. Now, here's the thing with this. I'll have people frequently be like, well, I take an antibiotic to help with this. Not all strains of probiotics actually help with this. And this is where we're going to talk how probiotic Probio IQ is different and set apart because we actually know for a fact that it is helping with that. Probiotics help boost immunity because chronic inflammation is at the root cause of disease. and health conditions, a probiotic and its effect on the gut, where 80% of our immune system lies, is crucial. It can help improve healthy skin. So things like acne, eczema, psoriasis, things like that, because skin is our biggest organ. And it's very, and we know that that's also connected to inflammation, skin issues. It can protect against food allergies, especially in infants who are more likely to develop allergies over their first 2 years. So a mother taking a probiotic and then nursing a baby or giving a baby a probiotic can reduce their symptoms of having food allergies. There's a large body of evidence that shows that taking a daily probiotic can help possibly lower blood pressure. Also show that it may help fight diabetes and may improve non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So what makes Probio IQ stand out from other probiotics? Before I knew about Sol, I did a lot of research on probiotics and finally decided that there was one or two that I would trust, and they're probably 3 times the price, okay? But basically, there are 2 things that really set Probio IQ apart from any other probiotic on the market. The first is that it's the only probiotic I've seen, and I could be wrong, that also contains an adaptogenic herb. And that's important because we know that stress can lead to increased permeability of the gut, which is called leaky gut, which allows bacteria and undigested food to cross the epithelial barrier and alters your microbiome. Okay, and this can lead to a host of health issues from IBS to depression and everything in between. The second reason why Probio stands out is because of its addition of Freudenreicii, the Prophyllium bacterium. I only know how to say Freudenreicii. Personally, I've not seen any other probiotics that contain this strain of bacteria. So if they're out there, it's very rare. And I'm going to talk about why this specific strain is so important and why it really sets us apart. So 50 billion CFU is the daily recommendation when you're taking a probiotic. Probio IQ actually has 60 billion. So there's 6 different strains of bacteria in there. Each have 10 billion CFUs. And with other probiotics, you need to take 6 to 8 capsules in order to actually get that 50 billion. Most people don't know that a lot of probiotics contain dairy. And in fact, most can have up to 9 contaminations. Most children's probiotics, or anything you get that's a chewy or a gummy, contain sugar or artificial sweeteners. And sugar is not a good food source for probiotics, meaning that they're probably already dead when you buy them at the store. So there's a big difference between a living probiotic versus a dead probiotic. Living in active cultures are better than when they're labeled made with active cultures, because after fermentation, the product may be heat treated, which kills off both good and bad bacteria, which extends the shelf life, but then you're not getting the bacteria. Probio IQ is a living active culture probiotic. Also, what sets Probio IQ apart is that it helps synthesize B vitamins in the body, especially B12, B8, and B9, which is biotin and folate. Is that all? Okay, so now I'm going to talk you through a little bit about each of these strains inside probiotic. So this is Saccharomyces, okay, let's try to say this together. Saccharomyces boulardii, okay, is the first one. It's actually a yeast and it's a type of fungus. It is a preferred probiotic for conditions of stress. This beneficial yeast is well proven and a key part of our clarifying probiotic blend. It helps relieve diarrhea. It helps reduce intestinal inflammation and candida. It's been used for the treatment and prevention of diarrhea, and it's been used for digestion problems, including IBS, IBD, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, Lyme's disease, and a bowel disorder called Clostridia, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, it's, you know, you could see that there's like, I'm not even go through all of them, but look at all of the benefits of having this one bacteria can help prevent. So when you're not getting that bacteria, you're probably more prone to these things. So when you look for a probiotic, you want to see that there are different strains of probiotics with different names. So there's this first name here that I can't pronounce, kind of tells you which class the probiotic is from, and you can see that there's several of these classes, you know, of probiotic in here. But you want to have a variety of these things, if that makes sense. Okay. The next one is Lactobacillus helivectus. It's a really effective stress probiotic. So far, are you hearing like a theme here with stress? Improvement in anger, anxiety, problem solving, and other symptoms of stressful conditions. It promotes overall gut health, can help decrease blood pressure. 40 participants were put on a normal blood pressure, found to have daily consumption of this probiotic. Their blood pressure, they had reduced blood pressure. It's been known to help improve anxiety and depression, helps improve your sleep, increases calcium levels, has a positive effect on calcium metabolism, and treats gut infections. So the other thing I want to mention is people will frequently say, oh, but I've heard that once you take a probiotic for a certain amount of time, you need to stop taking it and take something else. That's only true because they're taking a probiotic that doesn't have enough variety of different bacteria inside of it to where they're not always getting what you need. That's not the case with Probio IQ because we have enough of diversity with our probiotic that you don't need to be switching it up all the time. Okay, the next one is Bifidobacterium lingam. We'll just call it lingam, B lingam. It can improve human immune response and help prevent gut disorders. Evidence suggests that it also may suppress allergies, reduce cholesterol, and improve the skin. So when we see things like celiac disease, taking a good probiotic can help prevent celiac disease. But what's also kind of cool about this is that, you know, if you have celiac, we know that that's a full-blown allergy to any gluten. And there's a lot of times where there's some cross-contamination, which can be dangerous for some people, right? What it can do is help if you happen to come into contact with any cross-contamination so that you're not, you know, deathly ill or in the, Anderson, when he was young, his preschool teacher even had to have gloves on when serving kids snacks because her celiac was so bad. She had to do that. So having this strain of probiotic and even a couple of other ones help with that in case you ever come across cross-contamination. All right, you guys, are you ready? Propionibacterium freudenreicii. I'll just call it freudenreicii, my favorite. This is unique to Probio IQ. It's okay, so it's a probiotic, a postbiotic, and it even has a prebiotic effect. Okay, that is important because guess what? Probiotics need a postbiotic and a prebiotic in order to actually start working in your body. Ours has it all in one capsule. Isn't that awesome? So the main function of freudenreicii is to regulate our microbiome. So once ingested, this is also really important, it is able to survive digestion and stomach acid and then attach itself to the cells of your intestinal wall, okay? So here's your stomach. I guess this is up here, okay? A lot of times when we take a probiotic with stomach acids, If it's even still alive, most of it is killed right here with your stomach acid because there's nothing to protect that bacteria. So you need that bacteria down here in your small intestines and your colon where it's going to work and thrive and do its thing for you. So literally, if you're buying a $50, $60 probiotic and it dies in your stomach, then it's doing you no good, right? This is by Freud and Reishi, and we're going to talk about a couple of other things included in our probiotic that help with this. It's going to survive. It's going to protect the other probiotic in the strain, survive this, and get it down in here where it's supposed to work. Okay. The prebiotic benefits help generate short chain fatty acids, which protect the intestinal lining. So if you have leaky gut, first of all, it's going to prevent you from getting leaky gut, that permeability in the gut, but it's also going to repair and fix it. It also supports the absorption of calcium, magnesium, and potassium. Okay, so if you're having, deficiencies in those areas, it's because you're not absorbing them like you should. It inhibits negative bacteria, yeast, and mold growth. It helps synthesize the B vitamins, including B12. So when we're taking B12, we want it synthesized so our body can use it, right? It helps us do that. It also helps your body produce B8, which is biotin, and B9, which is folate. It improves insulin and reduces glucose. It reduces body fat while preserving muscle. It improves asthma. It stimulates the growth of other beneficial bacteria, keeps pathogens from adhering to the intestinal mucus, so that talking about how mucus is important, but we don't want those bad bacteria and things adhering and sticking in there. We want them flushed out. It helps with that. It inhibits the adhesion of H. pylori to the intestinal walls and can bind harmful mycotoxins, neutralizing or removing them. It binds cadmium and lead, helping remove them from the body. Okay, so it's detoxing as well. Pretty cool, right? The next one is Lactobacillus casei, and it helps treat or prevent diarrhea. Includes it also may also help with colic in babies, constipation, Crohn's disease, inflammatory bowel disease, IBS, lactose intolerance, ulcerative colitis. It's also been shown to help people with acne, hives, and fever blisters, help with allergies specifically that leads to eczema and dermatitis, helps reduce cold, flu, and respiratory infection, helps prevent ear infections, oral health problems, Lyme disease, rheumatoid arthritis, and urinary tract infections. Okay, the next one is Lactobacillus sporogenes, I guess. Okay, it's a thermo-resistant strain. That's also important because that means if it's thermo-resistant, that is one reason why it doesn't need to be in a refrigerator all the time. So with our probiotic, I just want to bring that up because usually I used to tell people if it's not refrigerated, it probably doesn't work very good. When it's at Sol, it is refrigerated, okay? And then it's shipped to you, okay, in a box. So we're gonna, so that it stays nice and cool. That means it's thermo-resistant. Now, you don't want to put this in your hot car or whatever. And if you buy multiple bottles, you do want to keep them in your refrigerator until you use them. But it is okay for 30 days to have it in a cool bathroom or a cool medicine cabinet, a cool, dark place, because it has that thermo-resistant strain, okay? I don't know about you, but if it's in my refrigerator, I'm not going to remember to take it. So, but I do sometimes stock up on these and they do stay in my refrigerator until I'm ready to start using them. So the other thing that's great about that thermo-resistant strain is that it's really going to help get down into those intestines where we want it to. So the other thing that makes our Probio so unique is that a lot of other formulas have fillers, right? They use all sorts of different things, non-food substances, whatever. Probiotics themselves don't actually take up that much space in a capsule. So Sol didn't want to use any fillers, so instead they chose some clarifying herbs to go with it. So it's more than just a probiotic, right? And these are beneficial because these specifically partner really well with those probiotics. That's the red ratio, which is the adaptogen in the blend. Bacopa moneri, we'll talk about that, and the fast track blend, which we talked about last week, that's also in the Vertizymes. So red reishi is one of the most studied and revered adaptogenic herbs. It nourishes both the body and the mind with broad health tonic, and it's a strong immune booster. This Bacopa monnieri is in a clinical study had positive impact on information and memory retention. It's an Ayurvedic herb that supports healthy mental focus along with other benefits. It may protect against cognitive decline, such as dementia. And that fiber track blend is 2 acid-resistant soluble fibers that carry the product further into the GI tract to improve performance. Once again, that's important to help all that bacteria survive the stomach lining and get down into the intestines where it should thrive. So what is the best time to take a probiotic? Most sources typically recommend taking your probiotic first thing in the morning, about 15 to 30 minutes before breakfast. This ensures that your probiotic is able to reach your digestive tract quickly without getting stuck in the stomach behind your morning meal. We also recommend taking it at night before bedtime. And I don't really know why. I know that sometimes people do better taking it at night before bedtime, and we do take it at night before bedtime with the Bella, so maybe Chris can speak to that. But our benefits of our probiotic help improve mood, help improve our GI tract, help with our memory, right? Immunity and regularity. You guys, I was buying a probiotic that was almost $70 a month before I found Probio IQ. And if I'm being honest, I was even a little skeptical to try this when I first started Sol because I didn't know enough about it, and I kind of assumed that I needed to have the more expensive one for it to work, and that's just not true. A lot of times when they're a lot more expensive, they have a lot more, and you may see higher numbers of bacteria, you know, like instead of 50 billion, it might say 500 billion or 100 billion or whatever it is. Really, those numbers are only that high because they're padding, the capsule with extra bacteria because they know most of it's going to die before you even start to consume it. Okay, thank you. I realized I got a phone call. I thought I turned it off. Sorry. So it doesn't have to be super expensive. Doesn't mean better. More bacteria doesn't necessarily mean better. That usually tells me that it's probably going to die before it hits your intestinal lining. So do you have any questions about Probio IQ or using probiotics, or any testimonials about using Probio?
I think Heidi put a question in the chat.
Oh, I can't see the chat. Hold on.
Let's see.
Yeah, Tiffany, I was just going to ask, you had a ton of, I think it was all on the prebiotic when you were speaking, and just wondering if you'd be able to post like all the information that you were speaking from somewhere.